Little r.
Am I going to use a W or a little r?
A little r.
I'm going to use a little r for white eyes. So now if I had a heterozygous female and I do an X with a circle around it to represent a cross with a white-eyed male, I want to show my genotype for those verbal descriptions. So let's do this. Red female. There we go. It'll tell me that she's heterozygous, so I know she's big R, little r. There's the symbol for my male. Going one way to be white, right? We normally think it would be little r, right? Because recessives need two alleles. But here's the trick about sex-linked traits. You first need to show the sex chromosomes for the person, or the individuals you're looking at. So our female, our red-eyed female, would look like this. XX, because she's female, right? I know she's heterozygous because the story problem told me so. So one's going to have a big R and one's going to have a little r. The male has white eyes. In males, the sex-linked trait is only found, on the Y chromosome. It is not on the X. So if my little dude has white eyes, and I'm using my genotype of a little r for white, this is what he would look like. If he was red, I'd put a big R there. He only has one allele. This is why guys get kind of the bad end of the deal here. You will have whatever allele you have. If you have the dominant allele, you have the dominant trait. If you have the recessive allele, you have the recessive trait.
I really don't care.
Now, how do I set these things up? I'm a little short on whiteboard over here, so I'm going to kind of erase this, and I'm going to set up my Punnett square to do a sex-linked trait. You draw your box. That's no big deal. Then you have to show the sex chromosomes of the individuals you're working with. So if I have a red-eyed female, and they tell me that she's heterozygous with the dominant trait, red eyes, I'm going to put my female up here as I first put down my sex chromosomes. The male will then go over here, so I put down his sex chromosomes. I now put down the genotypes for the alleles the story problem tells me. If they tell me that the female has red eyes and she's heterozygous, there go my big R and my little r. If the male has red eyes, then the allele can only go on the Y chromosome. That's it. If the male has white eyes, I would use a little w. I'm sorry, a little r, pardon me, little r. Now I have to do my normal Punnett square like you do for everybody else. You break down your chromosomes, my X's, my X's. I bring down my other chromosomes. X always goes first. Then I put in my Y's. And that kind of makes sense. Between a mom and a dad, half the kids will be girls and half the kids will be boys, or men and women. But then you also have to put down your alleles. Now remember, the guy, he doesn't have anything on his X. So this big R is going to go right there. Oops, wrong letter. This big R will go there. Over here, it's going to be on there, and it's going to be...
Damn, big ass head.
I got you.
No, hang on.
Yay. It should look okay on the
No,
X
hush,
chromosome.
hush.
It should look okay.
This is a lot of coffee. Sorry, folks. We got to back up just a little bit. I was on another problem in my head, and I was not...
Yeah, because I got hella confused. I just stopped. I was listening, but then I'm like,
Go on
what?
the X chromosome.
My tutor's wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking of a different story problem. Sorry, and I shouldn't have done that. So if it's, the guy's gonna be wide-eyed, his little R goes on his little X.
That's
So we gotta get rid of these.
right.
Oh, man.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Okay, dude. I'm about to say I need a new
So
tutor.
if our sex link for the
Yeah, I already
males
learned this
goes on
last
the
night,
X.
but what he's going, the way he's going about it is
There's
way more
another
difficult.
one that goes on the Y,
She
we're
made
not
it
there yet.
simple as fuck.
So now
He
I
makes
need to
everything
do
hard.
my little
Why?
planet squares. So the female
You're
thing
going
R
through all
goes
this
here,
extra
this
shit.
little R goes
You know
there.
what? That's why I'm not even writing it
That
down. Once I
little
figured
R
out what he was talking about,
can go here, this little R can go there.
I
This
just
big R can go on that X. The
no.
Y
That's
doesn't
way
have
too
any
no.
genes on it
Fuck
for
that.
this problem,
Because
so nothing
if I'm not
goes
gonna be a
there.
doctor, I
But
don't
that's
know.
how I know that my male will have red eyes. He only has one allele,
I just want
and the male will have whatever allele he gets. So you realize that the trait that the male's getting is actually coming from the mother. His sex is determined by his dad. So since the Y is over here, this X will tell the phenotype, and that came from mom. So now I'm gonna have half of my sons will have red eyes, and half of my sons have white eyes.
okay.
The big key is that in males, you only have one chromosome that has the allele. In females, both chromosomes have it.
Yeah.
So for her to be white, she has to have both recessive alleles. As long as she has a red one, she'll have red eyes. The guys only need the one allele, and you will have whatever allele you show.
Hey, so in the Punnett square, why does it Y come first? Because wouldn't it be more dominant?
No, the Y has different genes. The Y is, that's just sort of the standard nomenclature they came up with, is that the X will go first, sort of in X, Y, Z. It even follows the alphabet. Okay? So make sure you guys put the sex-linked trait on the X chromosomes. Remember, males will get whichever allele they have. That's their downfall. Females have a backup. You can have both a dominant and a recessive allele. So if this one was faulty, no worries, that one will still do the job for you. Okay? Now, the meiosis mitosis lab sheets, if you're truly done and comfortable with it, you can turn in the lab sheets. If you're not, or you want a little more practice with it, you can keep the lab sheets, you don't need to turn them in today. Right? This is not due today by any means of imagination in terms of the genetic problems. I want you to take your time with them. So we're probably not going to make them do at least until Tuesday, probably if not on next Thursday.
Which person?
What I want you guys to do is do them individually as best as you possibly can.
This one have the scratch.
It's
Put those things away. Do them individually as best as you can, and then compare your answer with classmates. Like, how did you answer this